Figuring out where you stand with someone you're into can feel like navigating a maze blindfolded. We've all been there, wondering if they're as keen as we are or just not that into it. Let's dive into 6 unmistakable signs that might indicate he's not quite as smitten as you'd hope. Whether it's subtle cues or glaring hints, this exploration will help you decode the mysteries of his interest level. Brace yourself for a frank discussion that aims to shed light on where you truly stand in his world. At number 1. He repeatedly cancels plans without rescheduling. When he repeatedly cancels plans without rescheduling, it's like he's giving you the VIP treatment, but not in the way you'd hope. You're important enough to make plans with, but not quite important enough to follow through. It's like being promised front row seats at a concert, only to find out you're actually watching a live stream from your couch. Each cancellation feels like a tiny rejection, a reminder that you're not at the top of his priority list. Let's face it, when someone's truly interested, they'll move mountains, or at least move around their schedule to see you. They'll text back with something like, "Sorry, can't make it tonight, but how about Friday?" Instead, what you're getting is a series of lame excuses and radio silence about future plans. It's as if he's a magician, but instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, he's making your dates disappear into thin air. And here's the kicker. His enthusiasm seems to vanish too. Remember when he was all excited about that new restaurant you wanted to try? Suddenly, it's like he's allergic to making concrete plans. It's a classic case of he's just not that into you, wrapped in a flaky exterior. Instead of clinging to the hope that he'll come around, recognize that his consistent cancellations without any effort to reschedule mean he's prioritizing everything else over you. It's a tough pill to swallow, but better to realize it now than to keep waiting for a date that's never going to happen. So, save yourself the stress and find someone who will actually show up. You deserve someone who treats your time with respect. Number 2, he doesn't notice or comment on changes. When he doesn't notice or comment on changes, it's a glaring sign that he's not paying attention to you. You get a new haircut expecting a reaction, but all you get is a blank stare or a generic, "You look nice." It's like you're a background character in his life, blending into the scenery no matter what you do. You could dye your hair neon green and he'd probably still not bat an eyelash. This lack of attention extends beyond physical changes. You tell him about a big achievement at work, something you're really proud of, and he barely acknowledges it. It's as if you told him you picked up groceries, not that you landed a major promotion. His reactions are so underwhelming that you start wondering if you're speaking in a language he doesn't understand. It's not that you need constant validation, but it's nice to feel seen and appreciated. When he doesn't notice the little things like your new outfit, the way you styled your hair differently, or even the effort you put into planning a special date, it's a sign he's not truly invested. You're putting in all this effort to catch his eye, but he's too busy looking the other way. His obliviousness can be downright frustrating. You could be wearing a Halloween costume in the middle of June, and his reaction would still be a casual nod. This isn't just about vanity. It's about wanting someone who notices and cares about the details of your life. If he's missing all the cues, he's missing out on you. It's time to face the music. If he can't see the obvious changes and efforts you're making, he's not looking hard enough. You deserve someone who's attentive, someone who will notice the sparkle in your eyes when you're happy, or the change in your stride when you're feeling confident. Don't settle for someone who's treating you like wallpaper. Find someone who sees you in all your vibrant detail. Hey there, trailblazers. If you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries of relationships with me, why not dive deeper into empowering content? Subscribe to the Unstoppable She channel for more insights, laughs, and all things inspiring. Let's embark on this journey together to discover our unstoppable selves. Hit that subscribe button and join the movement. See you there. At number 3, his conversations are transactional. When his conversations are strictly transactional, it feels like you're dealing with a customer service rep rather than someone who's into you. His texts are all about what time and where, with zero effort to dive into anything remotely personal. It's like talking to a chatbot programmed to handle only logistics. Did you turn off the stove? And what's the Wi-Fi password? Instead of, how was your day? Or what's your favorite book? You start to notice that there's no spontaneity, no jokes, no genuine curiosity about your life. It's all business. If you wanted that, you'd be texting your accountant, not someone you're hoping to build a connection with. He's avoiding the meat of the conversation and sticking to the sides, like ordering a salad at a steakhouse. You deserve the main course, but he's serving up nothing but bland, leafy greens. When you try to share something personal or interesting, his responses are as lukewarm as day-old coffee. That's cool, or nice, doesn't exactly scream interest. He's not engaging with your stories or experiences, which is a clear sign he's just not that invested. It's as if he's checking off a to-do list rather than genuinely trying to get to know you. It's painfully obvious when someone is just going through the motions. His texts feel like they could be copy-pasted and sent to anyone. And that's a sign he's not really seeing you as a unique person worth investing in. If you're stuck in the transactional zone, it's time to clock out and find someone who brings more to the table than just basic logistics. Number 4. He's always on his phone around you. When he's always on his phone around you, it's a clear sign he's not that into you. It's like you're having dinner with him and his phone, but you're the third wheel. He's more engaged with his screen than with you, scrolling through social media, checking emails, or playing games, all while you're sitting right there trying to have a conversation. You might as well be talking to a brick wall for all the attention you're getting. You share a story, and his response is a distracted, "uh-huh," as he barely looks up from his device. It's frustrating, to say the least. You could announce that you just won the lottery or decided to move to Mars, and he'd probably still be tapping away on his phone, missing the entire point. It's not just about the lack of eye contact, it's about feeling unimportant. When someone can't put their phone down long enough to engage in a real conversation with you, it's a sign that they're not prioritizing you. You deserve someone who's present in the moment, who values your company enough to put away their gadgets and actually listen. The irony is he's probably scrolling through Instagram, liking photos of people he barely knows, while ignoring the person sitting right in front of him. It's like being in a scene from a sitcom where the character is hilariously oblivious to everything happening around them. Except, it's not funny when it's your reality. This behavior sends a loud and clear message. You're not captivating enough to hold his attention, and that stings. If he can't disconnect from his phone to connect with you, it's a sign that his interest is elsewhere. You deserve better than being someone's background noise. Find someone who values face-to-face interaction, who makes you feel like the most important person in the room. Because if he's more into his phone than you, it's time to call it quits. Number 5. He doesn't introduce you to his friends. When he doesn't introduce you to his friends, it's a big red flag. You're not asking to be paraded around like a trophy, but if you've been seeing each other for a while and you're still a mystery to his social circle, it's a problem. It's like he's keeping you in a secret compartment away from the rest of his life. You might start to feel like a well-kept secret, hidden away like a stash of candy he doesn't want to share. Every time you suggest meeting his friends, he has a laundry list of excuses. Maybe they're just too busy, or not around, or maybe he's got some vague promise of soon. But soon never seems to come. His friends are a big part of his life, and if he's not including you, it's a sign he's not seeing you as a permanent fixture. It's like having a backstage pass to a concert, but being told you can't go past the curtain. You're kept in the dark, not allowed to mingle with the band. You can tell a lot about someone by the company they keep, and if he's not letting you in, it's because he doesn't want you to blend into that part of his world. Maybe he's worried you won't fit in, or maybe he's not ready to acknowledge your relationship as something serious. Either way, it leaves you feeling excluded and undervalued. If he were truly into you, he'd be excited to show you off, eager for his friends to meet you, and for you to meet them. You'd be part of his stories, his inside jokes, his weekend plans. Instead, you're left wondering why you're always kept on the outskirts. You deserve someone who wants to integrate you into every part of their life, who's proud to introduce you to the people they care about. If he's not doing that, it's time to question what kind of future he's imagining for the two of you. Because if you're always left out, it might be time to leave altogether. Number 6. He doesn't share his personal life. When he doesn't share his personal life with you, it's like hitting a wall every time you try to get closer. You're stuck in the shallow end, never getting to dive deep into who he really is. Conversations stay on the surface, limited to safe topics like the weather, movies, or what's for dinner. It's like being in a perpetual small talk loop, never breaking through to anything meaningful. You might feel like you're trying to crack a safe with no combination. Every attempt to delve into his thoughts, feelings, or past is met with deflection or vague answers. Ask about his childhood and you get a brief, "It was fine." Try to discuss future plans, and you get a non-committal, "I don't know, we'll see." It's like trying to read a book with half the pages torn out. This lack of openness is a major red flag. When someone is truly interested, they want to share their world with you, letting you in on their hopes, dreams, fears, and quirks. They're not just filling the silence, but inviting you to understand them on a deeper level. If he's keeping things strictly superficial, it's a sign he's not interested in forming a genuine connection. It's frustrating to feel like you're the only one opening up, sharing your stories, and being vulnerable while he's holding back. It creates an imbalance where you're putting in all the emotional labor and he's just coasting along, keeping his guard up. You might start to feel more like an acquaintance than someone he cares about deeply. The reality is, if he's not willing to let you in, he's not truly invested. Relationships thrive on mutual sharing and trust, and if he's not contributing to that, it's a one-sided affair. You deserve someone who's eager to share their life with you, who's excited to let you into their inner world. So, if he's keeping his personal life under lock and key, it's time to reconsider. Find someone who's as open and willing to connect as you are, because you deserve more than just scratching the surface. You deserve someone who lets you all the way in. Number 7, he doesn't remember details. When he doesn't remember details about you, it's like you're living in a Groundhog Day sequel, where he's Bill Murray, and you're a forgettable extra. You tell him your favorite movie is The Shawshank Redemption, and next time he asks, it's like you never spilled your cinematic soul. It's not just about your movie tastes. It's about feeling like he's invested enough to remember the little things that matter to you. You might as well be wearing a name tag that reads, "Hi, I'm," because he seems to forget the basics too. Your birthday? He's got a 50-50 chance of getting it wrong, and don't even get started on your favorite dessert. You're tempted to start leaving sticky notes around with reminders, but who wants to date someone who needs cue cards to remember you? It's not that you're expecting him to recall every detail of your life like a human encyclopedia, but a little effort goes a long way. Remembering that you hate mushrooms on your pizza or that you've been dying to visit that quirky bookstore downtown shows that he's paying attention. It's not rocket science, it's basic relationship maintenance. When he keeps forgetting these things, it's a sign that you're not sticking in his mind like you should be. And that's a tough pill to swallow when you've been mentally planning your future together while he's struggling to remember if you have a cat or a dog. You deserve someone who remembers the important stuff, who listens when you talk and cares enough to store those nuggets of information in their memory bank. If he can't even recall your favorite band or what you studied in college, it's time to reevaluate whether he's truly interested in building something meaningful with you. Because if you're just another forgettable detail in his life, it's time to close the book on this chapter and find someone who writes you into every page. In matters of the heart, clarity is key. Recognizing the signs that someone may not be as invested in you as you are in them can be tough, but it's essential for your emotional well-being. Whether it's canceled plans, superficial conversations, or a lack of attention to detail, these indicators serve as valuable insights into their level of interest. Remember, you deserve someone who reciprocates your enthusiasm and makes you feel valued. By understanding these signs, you empower yourself to make informed decisions about where to invest your time and emotions. Trust your instincts, prioritize your own happiness, and keep your heart open for someone who genuinely appreciates all that you have to offer. Thanks for watching my unstoppable she's. See you in the next video. Stay unstoppable and keep blazing the trail.